when it was Halloween time, kids dress up and they get candy, but maybe one of the better things is carving pumpkins. Now, pumpkins don't have to be just carved. They can also be decorated in other ways, such as being painted, you can put stickers on them, or you can even just let them sit as is. But one of the ways that we're focusing on is carving them, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. To start off, you need to be able to pick the best pumpkin. As an example right here, there is a nice clean canvas with no flaws. Your next step is setting up. What you'll need is newspaper, tools, which you can get from a pumpkin carving kit, or you can even just use a household kitchen knife, and some toothpicks. You'll also need a permanent marker. To set up, to start off, you want to lay out your newspaper. This way, none of the guts inside of the pumpkin will get all over the table. It helps for cleaning up later. For your third step, you're going to want to draw your design out. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can either just do the traditional design of 2 triangles in the mouth, or some pumpkin carving kits even come with their own designs of different things, such as this skull, or many other things, such as spiders or whatever. We're just going to do a traditional triangle-lined pumpkin. So we're going to take our Sharpie, and you're going to face the pumpkin towards you, and you're going to draw it out. Here's the finished product of my design. Fourth step, you're going to want to poke holes in your design. This helps allow for easier cutting later on. It's not necessary, but some of the pumpkin carving kits require it to help you make a better design. If you're just making a traditional design with just triangle eyes, or whatever it may be, you typically don't have to do this. Now that we're done poking holes in the pumpkin, it's time to begin the 5th step. For this step, we're cutting the stem and the top off of the pumpkin. We're doing this so later on we can get the guts out. It's a good idea to cut it diagonally so it doesn't slip back into the pumpkin when you're done. It's a good idea to use a spoon or a scraper that's presented in your pumpkin carving kit to get it all out. After getting all of the guts out, we're going to move on to the 7th step. This is the step where you finally start to carve out your design. So, there's different tools you can use. Many of the carving kits come with little saws like this. This is helpful when you're carving bigger designs, but not too intricate. Since we're just doing a traditional design, we're going to mainly use just a kitchen knife. You always have to use extra careful when you're handling carving the pumpkin. So, to start off, we're just going to use a knife. We're going to go right along the design, right here, and we're just going to make a cut. You want to make sure you go all the way through the pumpkin. Otherwise, it can ruin what you're trying to do later. Sometimes, when you cut the bigger pieces, it's hard to get them out as a whole. So you might want to cut them in half so that they're easier to pull out of the pumpkin. As you can see, now all of the pieces are carved out of the pumpkin. Now, if you don't want the black lines there anymore, then one thing you can do is you can scrub it with some wet soapy water in a towel. Now we're completely done carving our pumpkin. As we all know, carving pumpkins is a big part of Halloween. Without it, Halloween just wouldn't be the same without the little pumpkins sitting on the doorsteps. It's very traditional. Many people do it. It's as quick as just a few steps. A few steps, and you get a very beautiful product. It's as common as carving a pumpkin is, some people don't know the proper ins and outs of doing it. So I hope that now you know how to thoroughly carve a pumpkin.